And we're back once again, only on It's Last Call. Last Call with the alcohol, only on the Last Call YouTube channel. Now, join me here on location. This man here, well, he's fresh off a huge win over Jeremy Stevens. So, well, once again, he has his eyes set on the PFL tournament, $1 million. And, well, it looks like, as you can, I hate to say it, but he is possibly one of the odds-on favorites here. I give you once again, it's Cassius Clay Collard. Cassius Clay will start off in the recap of the last fight. Huge Jeremy Stevens. Unanimous decision victory, another UFC guy. How big is it, or how much do you enjoy the fact that, all of a sudden guys that you were having trouble with, back in the day, you're beating guys much better than, and it almost looks like this is a career resurgence for you.
Yeah, my first time around in the UFC, I was young. I was like 19, 20 years old, 20, 21, something like that when I signed with the UFC. And, they always talk about people getting in there a little too early. And I think I was one of those guys, So, yeah, I'm a bad man.
Take me to the Stevens fight. What went right? Did anything really go wrong? And when did you realize, like, okay, I could beat him? He doesn't have anything for me. I don't have to worry about his power. I can basically just beat him any way I want.
Stevens is an extremely good fighter. He hits extremely hard. I just wear punches better than the most anybody. I got that crimson chin. So I knew I would be more technical than him. I knew I would be able to outland him. It was just dealing with his power and not, getting caught so clean that it puts me out. So I just went in there and did my thing like I always do. And just, boxed him up, and, I was throwing a lot of knees on him as well. So, yeah, nothing really surprised me. I knew he was going to be a gamer. I knew he was going to be hard to put away. So it was just getting the win and beating him technically.
Well, you've advanced to, I guess, the next person. Right now, you're up with one victory. So let's talk about your upcoming fight here. It's going to be you versus Alex Martinez. It'll be on June 17th. He's a younger guy than you in terms of career-wise. He's only had, a grand total of 11 fights. So how much do you know about him, and how tough is it figuring out what he does, and how tough is it figuring out, like, okay, how much has he grown from, let's say, a Stevie Ray win to this fight?
I really like Alex, being in the tournament world. You run into all these guys, to, at the hotels and during weigh-ins and during stuff like that. And he's just a good kid, man. I really like his attitude and stuff like that. Where I think I got him beat is, like you said, he is young in the sport. I think my experience is going to give me an edge. I believe he's tough. He's a gamer. But I just think slowly but surely, I'm just gonna outclass him because he is young in the sport.
What's the downside to that? I mean, as we know, we were talking about young. So is there also, do you worry about he's too stupid to know, as they say, to know, the pressure? I mean, he's only, as I said, he's 11 fights. He's still growing. He comes from a good camp. I mean, are you worried about he might just, not worry too much, just go in there, well, let the chips hang where they may? I mean, when you have guys like that, how tough is it, to, figure out, okay, how are they going to react to things when they are not even sure how they're going to react to things?
Honestly, I'm just gonna go in there. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna fight my fight like I always do. In my opinion, he's the next greatest thing. So I gotta fight him like he's a world champion, regardless if he's, only got 11 fights, or if he's like Jeremy Steven and has, 60 fights. So I'm worried about me and what I'm doing, like always. I think he's got skills. He's tough. He's squeaking. He keeps squeaking by and winning these guys and beating these guys just by a little bit. And so I know that I gotta beat him and beat him decisively, and that's my plan.
I know you and I have talked in the past, and as you said, you're one of these guys that doesn't just, if you're not fighting, you're not doing anything here. You've also boxed in here, and I know that you do love both, and well, boxing also brings in money here. But how do you balance it? I mean, how tough is it sometimes, taking care of your body when it's like, after, the Rauschman Field fight, hey, you're fighting out in a span of 2 fights within 21 days. It was Damian Sosa, the Toscano's Rising Stars, and it's like, oh, yeah, I'll take a Christmas Day fight against Yoelvis Gomez. Do you ever worry that you're putting your body through too much too soon at times?
If I don't feel ready, I'm not gonna take a fight. So I'm a durable guy. I'm in very good shape, and so I think I can handle it. You know what I'm saying? If I don't think I can handle it, I'm not going to take the fight. So I think I'm kind of probably going to give up boxing. It's just I had my run. I did good, but it's not my sport. I've gotten to the point where the only dudes that'll fight me are ex-Olympic champions, or these, undefeated guys with 14, 15, 16 fights. Those are the only guys that'll fight me anymore. And so, if I solely focused on boxing and just boxing, maybe I could, maybe I could beat those guys. But right now, switching back and forth, it's hard to do that, just because the timing is different, the distance is different with boxing and mixed martial arts. I can get away with a lot more in mixed martial arts because I have other tools. I can wrestle, I can use my takedowns, my kicks, my elbows. And boxing, those boxers, all they train is their hands. All they train is that boxing distance. All they train is the timing in boxing. So I've gotten to the point where I'm probably going to step away from boxing unless I can focus solely on that. So right now my focus is mixed martial arts and this tournament, and showing everybody I'm the man, so.
Looking back at the Gomez fight, and I wasn't worried about the performance. Let's face it, this kid's gonna be a special stud. But was the family upset that you took the fight on Christmas Day? Because I'm guessing there are people going, spend time with us,
Yeah,
hang
no,
out, have some eggnog.
Yeah, no, for sure. I got, I got 3 boys. That they're my family. I got my girl, and we got a baby on the way. So, yeah, she was upset. She didn't want me to go, but then again, she likes, the paycheck and paying bills and stuff like that. So it was tough. They switched the date on me for that fight. It was supposed to be on New Year's, and then they moved it to Christmas. So I had to cut weight a lot sooner than I was hoping. And I was a little bigger than I would have liked to be. That weight cut took a lot out of me. And then, I think they stopped the fight early. I'm a fighter, man. I'm going to get hit, but I always come back, so I don't know. Boxing's not my sport, man. I'm kind of over it. I had a run. It was fun, but I've gotten to the point where the only, like you said, these rising stars that are going to be superstars in the sport of boxing, those are the only guys that'll fight me anymore. And I can't hang with them if I'm not focused solely on boxing. I could if all I did was focus on boxing. I 100% know I could, but yeah, I'm just kind of over it. So
Last question on that fight before I let you go. Was it worth it for the paycheck at least? I mean, as you said, you're a family guy. You have you have three boys. You have your sweetheart. You have a baby on the way. I know, as I said, you're done with that. But for that fight alone, was it at least worth the paycheck? Where I'm guessing
Well,
it
I
was
mean,
more
yeah,
than
I only
reported.
fought around, man. They didn't even let me. They didn't like the ref jumped in there and I don't get me wrong, I got caught a couple of times, but I felt like I was still there and ready to fight, So I only fought around, man. Like I didn't like I don't know. Yeah, money always helps, man. The world today, it's expensive to live, man. With gas prices and inflation and all this stuff going on, and it's expensive to live, especially with three boys and a baby and a girl and a dog and a cat. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so the money always helps, but yeah, I don't know. I got hit like 4 times, and then they called it. So it's like I don't know. Yeah, I fought a half a round and got paid. That's sometimes that happens, But yeah, like I said, I'm over boxing, man. It's always worth it to me getting a paycheck, man, because that's how I make my money is fighting. But yeah, I'm just over boxing, man.
So I'm glad you brought up the inflation here because, like every fighter, you're trying to find new ways to make money while you're fighting, and use your name. So for you, I know you're fighting. I know you're doing the PFL $1 million tournament. Are there other venues that you've looked into, like whether it's Cameo, whether it's Twitch, whether it's websites, gyms? Like, are there other ways that you and your wife are sitting down, going, okay, how do we, make more money off of your name?
Yeah, that's something that I actually probably need to do. I play a lot of Apex, so I think if I threw that Twitch gaming up there, and I got people watching me, catching dubs in Apex and stuff like that, maybe I can make a little money. I started working with Millions doing watch parties and stuff like that. We're always looking for ways to, keep growing and, keep taking care of business. So
How do you balance the responsibilities? Because as you said, you're trained to be a fighter. You're trained to become a world champion, to make money. At the same time, you have three boys you're raising. Oh, by the way, you're also a fiance, husband slash boyfriend. You are also have another one kid on the way. You have to do stuff around the house. I'm guessing. Like, how do you balance it so that one doesn't suffer, because of the others?
well, my girl is amazing. She knows that fighting comes first. She knows that uh that's the most important thing to me. I mean, fighting and family, those are the two most important things to me. But she knows, that if I don't work in the gym and I don't put in the time I need to, then it hurts the family. So she understands that, and she's amazing. She takes care of business and does everything wonderfully. So I'm just lucky to have a girl like I got, man.
Safe to say right now, if this is your peak. I mean, when you, as I said, when you first got to the UFC, you were still a kid. Now you're 29 years old. Now you're hitting your stride here. How much you look at me this year, the next couple of years, where it's like, okay, this is my time now. This is where I'm going to start putting the pedal to the metal because I'm no longer this young kid, but I'm not an old man here. How much of these next, few years of fighting for you, like, all right, I'm in my prime. Everything is making sense, and yet I'm still, sharp.
Yeah, all these fools better watch out, man, because I'm a force to be reckoned with. I'm a destructive force of nature when it comes to fighting, So I do feel like I'm in my prime. I feel like I'm coming into my prime. I feel like I got a couple years until, I really, really reach the pinnacle and the top of who and what I can be. So yeah, I'm just gonna outwork all these fools, man. That's what I do. I work hard, I show up, and I fight, and I win, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing, and and until I can't no more. So.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we're proud to have on the show. I give you none other than Cassis himself. I give you it's Clay Collard. Clay, before I let you go, once again, where can fans check you out? Where is the Twitter page, Instagram, the website, and who are the sponsors going to be for this fight coming up once again on June 17th?
Yeah, so I got to give a shout out to Relentless Empire. They're an awesome clothing brand, and they're my boys, and they're awesome people and awesome people to work with. So you can go check out their line of clothing, get you some gear that I be rocking. You can check me out at Cassius Clay MMA. There's an underscore under there somewhere. And then my Twitter is CCC Collard. Other than that, man, leave me alone. Let me do my thing.
Clay Collard, ladies and gentlemen, once again, always on a pleasure having on the show. We come back. We got a lot more going on. You're only on It's Last Call. Last call with the alcohol. Only on It Is the Last Call YouTube channel.